The presenting sponsor for OnEducation is Classcraft. You won't believe what Classcraft has in store for you at ISTE 2019. Stop by the Classcraft booth and complete the new AR experience to be entered in a drawing for a Nintendo Switch. Do you want twice the chance to win? Simply put us, OnEducation, as your referring friend on the form. To learn more about Classcraft, visit classcraft.com/OnEducation.
I want educators that are sunshine spreaders, that are encouragers, that are willing to take risks, that are innovative. Yep. Because if they are those qualities, then they're going to learn the tech.
All right, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. We are here with Tisha Richmond.
Woo!
Hello, super excited to be here.
Awesome. So just in case no one knows who you are or what you're doing or what you're up to these days, we've talked to you fairly recently, but tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yes, so my name is Tisha Richmond. I have been in education for 23 years. Nice. Most of those as a family consumer science culinary teacher, also some interior design, and then recently transitioned to a tech integration specialist role in my district where I serve 19 schools, support teachers within the 19 schools, and also wrote the book Make Learning Magical. Woo! That was published by Dave Burgess Consulting last September. So
very, very cool.
An exciting year.
Busy.
It's been very busy, very exciting.
And we're here together at USM Summer Spark in Wisconsin. And so what are you doing here?
I am here as a featured presenter. I have been facilitating quite a few sessions. Yeah. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of co-presenting with Andrew Revelo. Yes. Did I pronounce that correctly?
I think so.
Game Boy Drew.
Game Boy Drew. It was awesome. Learning with Empathy, which was very fun to get to co-present with him. I also did my Make Learning Magical session and a session called The Magical Power of Creativity Unleashed, where I revealed a new card game that I created recently, which is super, super fun to bring into the classroom. And then today I did a breakout EDU session with a game that was created by Ann Brucker from Breakout EDU for my book, Make Learning Magical.
No way.
So that was really, really fun.
That's rad.
And then this afternoon, I'm going to be ending the day with my Magical Adventures of the Gamified Classroom session. Man. So it's been a very fun and busy couple days, but I absolutely love this conference. It's one of my favorites. Last year I wasn't able to come because it was the end of the school year for me, and I had been here 2 years prior. And I don't know, there's just something about this conference. You feel like you are just like reconnecting with family. And, you know, Michael Matera has been a huge influence on my just journey and adventures, and it's the home of Michael Matera, you know? Yes. So it definitely feels like just a family place. Feel, a special place for sure.
Michael Matera, and then just the school itself. I mean, I had heard that. I think you maybe even told us that, you know, in private conversations. Other people have told us, like, you need to go to that conference. And I was like, yeah, I've been to a lot of conferences, whatever. I totally believe it. Yeah. I mean, now I know exactly what you guys are talking about. Chuck, who runs the conference here, it's such a welcoming environment. I mean, these kids are welcoming us as we're driving into the school.
Isn't that amazing?
There's something different.
It's special.
About this place.
It's a special spark.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it absolutely is true. I was commenting to Mandy as we were driving in. Well, we both were, just at how amazing those kids are and how much joy and how excited they are to welcome you when you come in. And we've just encountered that all week. And Chuck is amazing. Yeah, he puts on an absolutely amazing conference. And it's the magic of hospitality. I mean, you just feel welcomed. You feel like you are coming home to family.
And he loves doing it.
Yeah.
And you can tell he's smiling the entire time.
Absolutely.
He's working his butt off and he smiles the entire time.
Absolutely. It makes a big difference.
So you just transitioned, or this past year, right? Mm-hmm. So it's been a full year now as a completely coming out of the classroom.
Yes.
And now you're serving your fellow teachers. And as you actually just gave us your bio, I forgot that you serve a whole bunch of schools within a large school district.
I do.
As I work just in one high school with a colleague of mine, and we both share 100 staff members. Right. You are like one, and you're like going throughout the entire district. So how was it this year? And what's the, what are your takeaways as far as transitioning?
Right.
For those people that are thinking about transitioning from being a teacher to an instructional coach or a tech integrationist.
Right. Oh, it's been an amazing year, and I've learned so much. I think when this opportunity presented itself at the end of last year, I really took a look at what I was doing and decided, if this is a position where I really truly could amplify my impact, then I think I'm going to go for it. Because, the truth was, I loved teaching. I loved having a culinary arts classroom of kids. I loved getting to try new things all the time. And I loved teaching. So it was a big, big move for me to do this, but I absolutely have been able to amplify my impact, and I've just had the best time. And I think what's really helped me, because serving 19 schools is a lot. I mean, I am the only one in this role, but when I accepted the position last June, I asked my boss if I could present for the Ad Council. So it's a meeting that all the principals in the district have once a month. And I asked if I could just have like 15, 20 minutes. And so when I presented at that meeting, it was kind of like it was like a TED Talk. I was just basically sharing my vision, my passion for education, and really what I wanted to launch in the coming year. And so I said, I am looking for an innovation team of Spark Starters. I would like a Spark Starter in every building where they are sparking joy and innovation. I said, I don't need the most tech savvy people. I want educators that are sunshine spreaders, that are encouragers, that are willing to take risks, that are innovative. Yep. Because if they are those qualities, then they're going to learn the tech.
100%.
That's not the most important piece. And so I gave them these little cards, and I had them write 3 people in their building that had those characteristics. And I called them each personally over the summer. Nice. And I just said, you have been selected by your principal as somebody who has these qualities, and I would love to have you on our innovation team. And I said, we're going to meet, we're going to have a launch at the beginning of the year. We're going to meet once a month where I'm going to share new ideas. We're going to collaborate. We're going to just share and spend time together. And then I'm going to be in your classroom every 2 weeks. And so I created a 2-week rotation where I would hit every single one of the 19 schools within that 2-week time frame, and I would just be in their classrooms. I was just there to see what learning looked like, to be able to build relationships with them, and to give encouragement.
Yes.
And it was amazing, and it was crazy schedule, and it wasn't perfect. I mean, there were weeks, things come up, meetings come up, and you have to adjust. It's just life. But for the most part, I was able to stick to that, and the relationships were really, I think, the most important part of this year is just building the strong relationships with the teachers that I serve, and just having that support at every single school site. So they are sparking me, encouraging them and supporting them to spark joy and innovation, and then helping them do the same for the teachers in their building, right? Because I'm one person serving a lot of teachers, a lot of schools, and it absolutely, my vision has really worked. It really has, and I have been just so proud of the team that we have established. They have just grown leaps and bounds. They've taken amazing risks in their classroom. They have spread joy and innovation, and the momentum has definitely built. Something kind of shifted in January of this year. I decided to approach my boss about purchasing Breakout EDU kits. Mm-hmm. Ann Brucker had created this amazing Make Learning Magical game for my classroom, or not for my classroom, for my book last year when my book came out. And so I thought, what, this is so fun. Like, I have to bring this to our schools. And so I presented it to the innovation team. And then in January, I started going into classrooms, and I told our innovation team, I will set up the game, I will set the locks, I will print the resources, I will bring it to classrooms and facilitate. Because I knew that if I didn't do that, if I just had a bunch of boxes sitting in my office,
it wasn't
going to work.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had to sell them, and they had to see it firsthand. And so since January, I've facilitated 100 Breakout EDU experiences in classrooms across our district.
Rad.
But I wasn't really expecting it to play out that way. But what's happened is that now, instead of me pushing myself out into schools, people are requesting me come out into schools, into classrooms. I've been able
So
to
you can do
learn.
breakouts.
Yeah, but
Nice.
what's fun about it is that that's kind of been the thing that has gotten me into classrooms.
That's
but
just the side thing.
It is, but
It's like the carrot.
yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
But when teachers get to experience that and what immersive, empowering learning looks like, then they're like, oh, like I totally see a difference with how my students are interacting and engaging and learning in this activity compared to what we do on an everyday basis. I'm sold. Like, what else do you got?
I was going to say, then it's like, what else can we do?
Exactly.
And you're in.
Exactly.
Amazing.
And so it was kind of something that happened without really meaning for that to happen. And so now I've established even more relationships with teachers in our building because of going into those classrooms. And now so many schools have purchased the boxes and are now they're empowered to teach the others in their building. So
That's
now I can take a
fantastic.
step back and say, okay, well, I'm not the breakout EDU girl anymore. Maybe, those teachers that have already tried it in their schools will now be able to carry that on.
So, yeah, what's going on in your life? What are you up to? What do you got? What are you doing? What's coming up?
Oh, my goodness. So this is a busy month for me. I just, last week I was in Montana at Montana State University. I did a keynote and a workshop for the family and consumer science teachers there, and that was so much fun. And so after this week, I'm going to be heading to Montana, to Kansas to see Tara Martin, and then we're both going to head to ISTE. I'm going to be doing 3 sessions at ISTE. I have a Make Learning Magical session, a Magical Adventures in the Gamified Classroom session, and then I was part of the TED Talk Masterclass this year that ISTE hosted.
Wow.
And they, at the end of this course, you submit your TED Talk that you've created, and then ISTE selects a certain amount that they have at ISTE at the conference for you to be part of their master class, their TED Talk Masterclass showcase. So I'll be doing
You'll be doing a showcase.
my TED Talk at ISTE, which I'm super, super excited about.
Do you know if that will be recorded?
It will
for
be.
you? Okay.
It will be recorded,
That's
I know.
awesome.
Oh, that's big
We'd
time.
like to share that. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited about it. It's going to be so much fun.
So is it like a TEDx type event?
It is not an official TED event, but I know that there will be, I think, TED people there, and
Interesting.
they have been
Awesome.
supporting and like coaching
Yes.
everybody through the process.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah.
Is it a time constraint one where it's like 10
It's
minutes
not-
or
It's not like the Ignites that are like on cue.
6 minutes or whatever
It's
they
like
are.
a range, and so I think mine's like 14 minutes.
Sure.
I think it's kind of in a range from like 12 to
That's super
17
exciting.
or something. So there's
Yes.
4. I know that they're having 3 different showcases, and there's 4 presenters in each showcase. So mine is going to be on Tuesday, I believe, at 2:45.
wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Lots going on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Tisha Richmond, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to On Education. My name is Mike Washburn. My co-host is Glen Irvin. Want to get in touch with us? Check out our website at oneducationpodcast.com. You can tweet us at oneducationpod. Glen is at Irv Spanish on Twitter. I can be found on Twitter at Mr. Washburn. You can find us on Facebook by visiting facebook.com/oneducationpod. We're also on Instagram at oneducationpod. If you're enjoying the show and think others would too, we'd be thrilled if you shared it with them. Please leave us a rating or review in Apple Podcasts or on the Google Play Store. When you leave a rating, it gives our rankings a boost. This helps others discover the show. We want to thank our presenting sponsor, Classcraft, for supporting us. Check out classcraft.com/oneducation to learn more about them. Thanks as always for listening. Stay awesome. See you soon.